All right, please listen to me on this stuff. There's a lot of great people in the mortgage business. A lot of great people, honest, truth tellers, good people who will tell you the truth. Lots of them. It ain't just me, okay? It's not. Some people might think it's just me. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. Look, there are many great people telling the truth, telling good information, giving the right answers. But there's a few people in the mortgage brokerage business who are, for lack of a better word, wrong. Just wrong. Wrong a lot. And I'm not sure why they're wrong. Sometimes I'm suspicious about why they're saying what they're saying. Sometimes I wonder about reasons in the background that they are saying things that are possibly only in their interest and not in the public interest. So let me explain. So I read constantly about stuff in the mortgage business, constantly reading articles, constantly reading posts, constantly reading information about Canadian mortgages. And I came across a big article by a reputable columnist for one of the biggest newspapers in Canada. I know newspapers are sort of dying, but they get pushed out into posts all over social media, Instagram, you name it, TikTok. They get these stories get, by the way, on X, I think like 15% of all the stories originate with newspapers and just get passed around and commented on. And sometimes the comments are great, but lots of stuff starts with a newspaper. So let me talk about this thing. A very well-known, reputable newspaper columnist on the finance beat came up with this information coming exclusively from one mortgage broker. So that's all I can see. I don't see any other mention of any other mortgage broker. And the essence of it is to say, you can shop for mortgage rates if you want, but all the low rates, you will be disappointed. You will find out you're not getting those rates that you see advertised. So I gotta put my specs on for this, but let's take a look at this stuff, okay? Let's take a look at what's being said here. All right. So we got a guy named Victor Tran. Victor Tran, who I know most of the really famous mortgage brokers in Canada. I don't know him at all. But he says that people who will find great deals advertised online may be disappointed. It happens all the time. I would say almost 9 out of 10 of my conversations. So he's referring to people going online, finding advertised mortgage rates, calling that company, delving into it, and finding out those rates are not available. So there's certainly some truth to that, okay? Because he makes a good point that there's disappointment pretty much all the time. That's an exaggeration. But again, let's go deeper. So he starts to reference the story of variable rates. Now, variable rates have been coming down steadily. They will come down some more. There's another Bank of Canada cut coming next week. And he talks about variable rates and what are being offered by major brokerages all over, major mortgage brokerages right across Canada, and what is offered in many cases on online websites. You can go online to RateHub, you can go to Wawa, and they will tell you a ton of stuff about different rates that are available. And he talks about the variable rate. And Mr. Tran said the discount on variable rate mortgages recently ranged from 0 to 105%, 1.05 discount from prime, which I guess is true. I don't know about the zero stuff. And currently off 5.95. Therefore, he's suggesting that those people who are advertising 4.85, 4.95, 5% or 5.05, these rates are shown in bold with harder to spot fine print explaining they apply only to insured mortgages, which are often called high ratio mortgages. And I've referred to this before in the past. So this is partially true, but mainly total bullshit. This is the wild one here. Mr. Tran said the comparable rate on an uninsured mortgage where the borrower puts 20% or more down would be in the area of 5.45%. So that's a discount of 0.5% from prime. That suggestion is effectively total fuckery. Not the case at all. Now, I'm sure on a rental, there might be some people who are being offered primeless 0.5%. I'm sure on renewals, there are some people being offered initial renewals. What the bank is offering to people as their first offer on renewal might be 5.45%, 0.5% off prime. But here's what I did. I went back and looked over the last 75 mortgages, 75 variable rate mortgages we did that were not rentals, because rentals are a little higher. That's just the way it works. I looked at all of the different, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter whether it was a refinance, didn't matter it was a purchase with 20% down, didn't matter what it was. I found several that were for 4.8 and one for 4.7 that was in fact a high ratio purchase. And that was that huge discount. It's like 1.25% off prime. But hear me out. All of these 75 mortgages that were for owner-occupied residences, the worst rate was 5.15, and the average rate was 5%. So Mr. Tran's story of, oh, really, except for high ratio, you're going to get 5.45 is utter bullshit. Like total and utter bullshit. Why would he say that? I don't know. I don't have a look into his mind, but I caution you. There are a lot of mortgage brokers who like to make, I'm not saying he is, but there are a lot of mortgage brokers who like to make the maximum commission on a mortgage. The maximum. And if you have lousy rates, you will get a lot of commission. Just want to say that. But factually, no, don't believe this bullshit. Sure, there's going to be some disappointment when you go online, you find rates, you find out, no, you don't qualify. But it's not going to be that suddenly you're going to qualify for enormously higher. You might qualify for a tiny bit higher. And that's good. That's good. Don't be afraid to shop. When you hear about a rate from any mortgage broker, from any banker, check it out. Do the research. Spend an hour, 2 hours of your time to save thousands of dollars. And don't believe people who may just have a hidden agenda.